Well, I was a libertarian in college, actually, and the bottle will smell of the liquor it once held, I suppose. So I do think about things like the deficit, and I do worry. I don't think absolutely balancing the budget is necessary. Most economists start to worry when the deficit, when the indebtedness of the country is increasing as a percentage of our GDP. That is happening, so I still am worried. It's just that Senator Paul is missing out on most of the key components for the fix. He talks about a very rigid fix on spending, but he forgets when you look at it, there's really three elements to the picture. One is defense spending, another is entitlements, and he only briefly touched on entitlements, but the third is the tax structure. We really need, as part of the solution, to go back to a tax structure where wealthier citizens and corporations pay their fair share. As K.A. says, there was a time when wealthy folks and corporations were proud to do that. It was part of how you supported the country. And I think we can go back to that time. I think the moral arguments for a progressive tax structure have been made in the past, but apparently they have to be made again. They can be made successfully. The wealthier you are, the more you benefit from a strong civic order and from the very programs that serve poor and middle income persons.
And you believe that whether it be a balanced budget or his view of the world is that the poorest people, the people who need services the most, are end up paying the biggest cost?
Like I said, I know the libertarianism he comes from, and I respect this part of it. The sacred dignity of the human person, and not to use them entirely as tools. But he takes it so far. He almost thinks of human persons as atoms, like we're all atoms sort of bouncing about in the void and we don't really have anything to do with each other. I think the right view is just that we're interdependent. We're not atoms, and we're not tools in a machine. We cannot be total libertarians, and we cannot be totalitarians. We all are born into a web of relationships and obligations, not all of which we contracted for. And when you realize that, it's a joy to start taking care of people that you are related to, that you are dependent on. So I think if we just think of the social order in terms of these relationships and think about the kinds of things that we need to make that civic order stronger, the education, the public safety, things we've been talking about earlier, we will find the ways to pay for them because we will have the will. It'll be a much more responsible approach than what's going on right now, what's fashionable for the next month or so.
Good job.